tell you that I love you 100 times a day.
Hey guys, does it look like I'm in my apartment? Because I'm not. I'm in an Airbnb, and you know what that means? Am I gonna have to do these projects in this video without all the supplies that I typically would need to do the projects? Yes. Does it mean that I'm gonna be using steak spice because I don't have sand, because I don't have the items that I need? Yes. Am I gonna be using olive oil instead of a wood varnish? Yes. And that just shows that you can be super innovative with projects, and you often don't actually need all the ingredients that you typically would need to do some DIYs. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. I have 3 thrift flip DIYs that I hope you'll love, and that hopefully, you know, if you want to recreate, it just shows you don't need very many things to do so. Let's get into it right now. Okay, so the first DIY up is going to be a faux cement vase, and I'm actually going to show you 2 really cool things in this project. The first thing is going to be how to remove printed designs that are on glasses, because often you'll go to the thrift store and you'll see glasses or shot glasses or vases that have stuff printed on it that just doesn't look good, and you think, okay, well, I can't use that, especially if I want the actual glass to shine through. But there is a way to remove those designs, and that's the first thing I'm going to show you. And then the second thing I'm going to show you is how to do faux cement. This is a method that, you know, I had to be really creative for, but I've done a similar type of concept before for a faux cement clock. I loved how it turned out, and I used that same type of principle here, so hopefully you'll find that really, really cool. And without further ado, let's get started with the faux cement vase. So while I was at the thrift store, I found this big shot glass that has Daytona printed all over it, not necessarily my look that I'm going for. So to remove the print on the outside, I got these shaving blades. These are actually the blades that I use to line up my husband's haircut when I give him haircuts, which I've been doing for the past couple years. So I'm just taking one of those out and basically putting it at a 45-degree angle and scraping off all of that design. Now, as you can see, it takes it off perfectly. I have heard that if it doesn't come off super easily, you can also soak the piece of glass in water with soap and then apply the exact same method using the razor. And because I mentioned I actually use this to line up my husband's haircut, I actually do have the proper tool for it. So that's what I'm doing for the rest of it instead of just using the razor in my hand. But as you can see, it takes off all of the design. And once that's done, I now want to add a really nice faux cement look to the vase. So for that, I'm grabbing a couple different types of gray paint and just mixing that up into my perfect shade. I'm adding some baking soda to thicken up the whole thing and give it a little bit of texture. And then here comes the random bit. First, I'm adding some salt into the cement. This is going to make the end result a little bit shimmery. It's really cool actually, so I recommend adding the salt. I'm also adding some pepper, which this didn't actually work very much, so no need to do that. And the final step is I'm going to add some steak spice. Now, this is actually an alternative to adding sand. Sand is what I've used in the past, but I did not pack my sand and do not have it at my Airbnb. So I have resorted to using steak spice, and it works out perfectly. So I've decided to add this faux cement paint half of the way up of the little bud vase, and the first layer is looking really questionable. I actually didn't have tape to tape off a straight line, so I'm just winging it here, and you know, I guess I didn't need the tape because in the end it actually works out straight anyway. But the first layer is a little bit patchy, as you can see here, especially when you're looking through the glass. So after that dried, I went over it and did a second layer, and it looks so perfect. And just like that, you guys, I have a brand new faux cement bud vase. I love how that vase turned out so much. It looks exactly like cement, honestly. I've just recently worked with cement. It looks the exact same. So basically all you need is some paint and then some spices, and for basically like under $3, you can have the exact type of vase that you want. So I love this one so much, and obviously that faux cement kind of aesthetic you can replicate on anything. Like I mentioned before, I've made a faux cement clock before, so I just think it's a really, really good little tool and method to use to add texture and really make something look like cement, when in reality it's just paint and some random stuff. So next up, I have something really, truly, completely random. And when I was at the thrift store, I saw this bag of, I don't even know what they are, ceramic something. I saw these ceramic somethings, figures of the same shape, and they have holes on the bottom. And I thought, could I turn this into a candle holder? Is it going to work out? We'll just have to see. Let's get started with this one. We're gonna be making a candle holder out of some unknown ceramic objects. Okay, so this is probably the most random thing I've ever purchased from the thrift store. 6 of these little ceramic items, not sure what they are. They're smooth on the top and have a hole on the bottom, and for this project I'm just going to use 2 of them. I'm thinking of stacking them, and so I'm going to use some hot glue and attach one on top of the other. That means that one has a hole on the bottom and one has a hole on the top, and I'm just reinforcing it with a bunch of hot glue to add some bulk in between them. And then I'm going to go ahead and paint these guys. And this is funny, I initially mixed up some white paint with beige as well as rust and a little bit of pink, thinking this would make a really stunning nude. And I mixed it all up. I added some baking soda, you know, just to make it a little bit more textured as usual. It turned into a really nice paste form, and I added it right onto my new candle holder. And you guys, I don't know if it's just me, but the more I added this on, the more and more that this just looked like 2 brown eggs stacked on top of each other. I could not unsee it once I saw it. All I could see was 2 brown eggs. So I basically just washed it off, started with a clean plate, mixed up some of the beige with some baking powder, and just added that color on. I really liked that nice neutral, you know, off-white color. And once I had that all covered with my new paint mixture, I just went over it with a sponge brush to create some nice texture. And once that was done, I popped in a nice green candle, and I have my new candle holder. Really cute, but it's also kind of random. I love the combination, honestly, with the green candle. I think it pulls the whole thing together and really looks stone-like. And one thing that I think is really funny though is before I painted it the off-white color, when it was the nude color, it looked so much like a brown egg. Like all I could see were 2 brown eggs. So I have to be honest there, that was a little bit weird. But then I changed the color, it all came together, and I love it so much. Okay, so next up at the thrift store, I found these 2 wooden bowls. They're a really, really nice wood on the outside, but on the inside, they're printed with like full-on designs that you could eat out of. Like it's very interesting and peculiar. But one, it's almost like a lime on the inside, and one is a lemon on the inside. And my goal for this is to turn it into a plant stand, but have it be all exposed wood. So let's tackle that. Let's see how we can transform these bowls into something pretty. So here were the 2 bowls I was talking about. As you can see, a lime on the left and a lemon on the right. And when I flip it over, I can see that it is mango wood, which is really, really cool, made in India. I got both of them for $3.99, which I think is a great price. Now to remove the inside of them, I can tell it's like this lacquered type of finish. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I'm taking my box cutter and I'm just going along the outside edge. And then I started to just try and pick away at the inside material, which was a little bit dangerous. But then I got the idea of using a spoon to try and remove it, and this is so satisfying. Once I had removed just enough from the outside, I slid my spoon in, and the rest of it popped out. Like, how satisfying was that? I love it so much. But once I removed it, you can see that the underside is white and there's just a few little specks of that green that were left. So I'm taking the sandpaper and I'm just removing those specks of green because those are a different type of material. And then to remove the white, I actually did try with the sandpaper, but it was taking forever. I didn't have the patience. And I thought, you know what? I think this is paint. Maybe I can use nail polish remover. So I just put some of that on a paper towel and I just started rubbing that off, and I could tell that it was working. So then I poured some of the nail polish remover on the inside and I could wipe away that paint super easily. So I just repeated that over and over until I got all of the paint off. As you can see, it really took all of it off. It just took a couple minutes of removing with the nail polish remover. And then I wanted to kind of protect the wood and also make it look a little bit more moisturized. And I don't have any varnish or wood cutting board oil or anything like that to add to this wood.
all I had was olive oil, and so I decided to Google whether or not I could use that. And according to Google, you can use it on cutting boards, so I figure I can probably use it on this wood bowl. So I'm just adding some of that onto a paper towel and just wiping that on to the wood bowl and then wiping off any of the excess. And as you can see, it adds a nice shine, so I'm just adding that to the rest of the bowl as well. And I only removed the inside of one bowl because the other bowl is going to be on the bottom and not be seen. So I just wanted to remove the inside of the top bowl so that it looks really nice. So I'm just flipping the yellow bowl upside down and I'm adding a good amount of hot glue onto the bottom. And then I'm putting the other bowl on top, and just like that, I have a brand new plant stand. It could also be used just to hold knickknacks, but I'm loving it so far as a plant stand.
Okay, so I think that all of those projects are rated 10 out of 10 in terms of cost, ease of making, you don't even need all the right products to do it, and also just how they turned out and how unique they are. I really, really love all of them, and I wanna know which of the 3 projects was your favorite, so please let me know with a comment down below. And finally, I am going to do my ranking of most favorite to least favorite. I do this in every single video. Now, I did have someone actually comment and say that they felt maybe my ranking was a little bit forced, and I'm curious if you feel the same way. The whole reason why I started these rankings is because when I'm talking to my sisters and we have several different options of things, we always rank based on most favorite to least favorite. We would never just say, oh, this is my favorite and that's the end. We would always say this one because of this, then this one because of this, and then this one because of that. And so I think that it's something that I do with people who I'm really, really close to, so that's why I wanted to do that same type of thing with you as well. And I know that some people have even shared not only just their favorite, but they'll now come and share their ranking of their favorite to least favorite, which I think is so, so cool. So that's why I do it, but I'm curious whether you like that part of the video or not, so let me know down below. Without further ado, I'm gonna tell you my ranking, and I'm gonna have to say my number 1 favorite is the wooden bowl. I love the type of wood that it is, the mango wood. I think that it's really, really exotic looking. It's really, really cute, and I can definitely see it styled on a shelf in my home. I think it goes in perfectly. I also really felt so satisfied when I was using the spoon and the whole inside of it just popped out at one time. That was like really just in my mind so satisfying. So yeah. Then after that, my next favorite is going to be the cement vase, or the faux cement vase. I think it just turned out looking so perfect in terms of faux cement, and I think it's just really, really lovely. And then my third favorite is going to have to be my candle holder with those ceramic unknown items that might or might not be eggs. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!